Hello and welcome to Gabbett Media. I'm Grant Abbott and today I'll be reviewing the Tourbox Neo controller. Apparently it's the ultimate controller for creators. I tried it in Krita, Blender and Adobe Premiere to see what it was like and if it really was the ultimate controller. If you like what I do, then do check out my website and playlists on this channel for other great content. Links in the description. So the Tourbox Neo currently costs $169, which seems a reasonable price for this type of tool. There is a $10 discount using the code in the description. So what does it do? Well, it's a controller that you can program with the commonly used buttons for your different applications. So for example, in Krita, I could set the buttons to be the color picker, brush tool, the eraser, and the wheels for zooming and brush size. And having them all in one place and having those wheels helps to speed up your workflow. At first it takes a bit of getting used to, but it really does help. At least I certainly found it did. So what's it like to use? Well, it's nice and easy to set up. The software is straightforward and easy to install. It's comfortable, well built and seems like it will last. You get different presets for different applications, the most commonly used. Unfortunately, Krita and Blender wasn't on that list, but it's really easy to set those up with the buttons that you commonly use. So what's it like to use in the programs and will it actually speed up your workflow? Now I think much of my audience uses Blender and will be wondering if it's going to help them to model faster. Well, it has the potential to, but I couldn't really figure out the best way to set up the keys. You have so many keyboard shortcuts that get used quite a lot of the time that it just didn't work for me. It's okay to use in something like sculpt mode or texture painting as you're constantly changing, let's say, the brush size, but it didn't really make sense to use the controller for this as the keyboard is just fine and it really is just one or two buttons you're using there over and over. But after that, there's loads of buttons that you use a bit less regularly. You've also got different modes and workspaces, so edit mode and object mode, or the texture painting workspace, or the rendering workspace, and that makes it really tricky to set up a specific set of buttons that will work in each. It may be that if you're doing something like hard surface modeling, you could set up certain commands, maybe in hard ops if you use that add-on, to do those regular tasks. Next I tried it in Krita, and I must say I really enjoyed using it. Things like brush size, zooming, moving around the canvas, these were all regularly used functions and it was easy to adapt to the controller and it really did help my workflow. The same was true for Adobe Premiere. I did find it a bit harder to adapt than Krita, but I could really see how a tool like this could certainly speed things up. Now many of you might have seen my review for the Space Mouse, which is another 3D controller, and will be wondering which one I will be using in the future. Well, the Space Mouse is very different. It's more expensive if you get the control panel built in, and its main feature is being able to navigate 3D space in the most efficient way. I kind of prefer the Tourbox for simplicity for the art programs and Adobe Premiere, but I prefer the Space Mouse for 3D programs due to its navigation capabilities. So to summarize, it's a great piece of kit at a reasonable price. I think it's really useful in art programs such as Krita and editing programs such as Adobe Premiere, but not so much in Blender because of all those keyboard shortcuts and the way the program's built didn't seem to make things faster. So thanks very much to Tourbox for sending me this, and thanks to you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.